Hey there, I'm Dr. Fred Gandolfo, and I'm a gastroenterologist here in Long Island, New York. And today I made a short video to help show you how to make an alternative bowel preparation called Miralax Prep. Miralax Prep is not really an FDA-approved bowel preparation. Miralax is an over-the-counter laxative, but if you take enough of it, it works pretty well as a pre-colonoscopy cleanse. As we all know, the colonoscopy clean out is the worst part, and anything you can do to make it a little easier is helpful. I and most other doctors prefer the prescription preps because they probably do a little bit better job cleaning out the colon compared to Miralax Prep. But for the average person, Miralax Prep is often enough. And sometimes it comes down to not being able to get the prescription preps because they're not covered by insurance or they're very expensive. Or maybe your plan only covers the archaic 4-liter disgusting prep called Go Lightly that came out many years ago. And that's the only one they cover, and you want an alternative. That being said, you should always ask your own doctor who's treating you if Miralax Prep is right for you. Again, this is not really FDA approved as a bowel prep. People have run into problems with it with low blood sodium. If you have any heart problems, liver problems, kidney problems, if you're taking water pills or diuretics, if you have any problems with low salt in your blood, it's definitely not the prep for you to take, and definitely ask your doctor before you do anything that's not their direct medical advice. This is not medical advice for you. It's just medical knowledge for the YouTube world. So what you do is first you need to get some Gatorade or some liquid that you don't mind drinking, about 2 liters of. Everyone picks the green lemon lime Gatorade. That's like the official bowel prep Gatorade of the world. And today I got the orange Gatorade because why not use the orange Gatorade? They say don't use the red Gatorade, don't use the purple stuff because it's going to stain the inside of the colon. You probably shouldn't, but do we ever see a colon stained bright red? It doesn't really happen. But the orange one's safe, get that. You need a cup. You need something called magnesium citrate that you might use as backup. You need some Dokalax pills, which you buy over the counter, as well as the Miralax, which you buy over the counter. In fact, you buy all of the stuff over the counter. The grand total for all of these things, I bought them today, cost about $35. So not the most expensive thing, and also not free. So, but usually worth it. So what do? First, you open up the Gatorade. So this is about 2 quarts of Gatorade. This is the pretty big bottle. Open up the Gatorade. And you're going to notice right away that when you open this stuff up, it's filled up right to the top. So you're not really going to be able to dump this entire container of Miralax in here because it's going to spill everywhere. So what you do is you get a little pitcher of some sort and you pour out about a cup or so of the Gatorade into this pitcher. Don't throw it out, you'll drink it later. Or you can always add it back. But make enough space for all that Miralax to fit in. Maybe dump a little more out. Who knows? So you put this over here to the side, delicious Gatorade. It's also good to pick a flavor Gatorade that you don't love because you're probably never going to want to drink this stuff again after a bowel prep. So lemon lime is a good one, so don't ruin that for yourself. Here's the Miralax. It's sealed when you buy it. It comes in this size container. It's 238 grams of Miralax, so it's about 14 doses of Miralax, says right on the package. And you can get the store brand Miralax. You don't need to buy Miralax brand. You can get the store brand one. It's called polyethylene glycol, and that costs usually about $5 cheaper. But you take this seal off of it, and you carefully pour it into the Gatorade without spilling it all over the place. It's a delicious white, flavorless powder. Oh, look what I did. I spilled it all over the floor. Amateur. If I had some type of funnel situation, it would probably be helpful for this, but we'll get through. If you spill a little Miralax, no one will know. And we're pouring it in, we're almost there. I think that's probably all of it. Good. Minus the teaspoon I spilled on the floor. So you put this to the side. What you're going to want to do now is just shake up the Miralax solution. If you want to be scientific, you can add back whatever you took out. And this way we can find out how much is necessary to remove. It's necessary to remove about 1 cup. So if you take about 1 cup out, you're good to go. Cap this up tight. We don't want to spill this all over the floor in our nice endoscopy suite. And give it a good mix. It's good to leave a little airspace in there so you can really mix it up. This is what it looks like when it's done. It's 14 doses of Miralax and about 2 quarts of Gatorade. Now what you do with this stuff is you don't just get excited and drink it right away. You do this a little earlier in the day, and you take this Gatorade Miralax solution and you put it in the fridge for about an hour or two. This way it makes it nice and cold. It's much easier to drink when it's cold. It doesn't taste as gross when it's cold. So you set this aside in the fridge. Now the whole day prior, you should be following a clear liquid diet. So you should not be eating solid food when you're doing a Miralax prep, because again, it's not the most strong prep in the world. So you really want to follow a clear diet: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. A clear diet is really water, juice, Jello, broth, Italian ices, something in that category of foods. You don't want to have any solid food. Definitely no vegetables. Definitely no meat, white bread. Even you don't want to have anything really solid. Milk, dairy, really nothing. Really, just clear liquids is the best bet. If you snuck a tiny teaspoon of milk in your morning coffee, I probably wouldn't know about it. But if you drink milk all day long, or you have coffee all day long with milk in it, we're probably going to know about it. That being said, black coffee and black tea is actually a clear liquid, so you can have that in the morning before you do your clear liquid broth breakfast. So it's been about 1 or 2 hours, we'll say. We take the stuff out of the fridge, and then we get ready to start the drinking process. But if we're really smart, we'll open up this Dokalax and take 2 of these pills first. So now we'll say it's about 5 in the evening, the night before your colonoscopy. You open up this Dokalax stuff. You take these pills out. They're really, really, really tiny. There's 10 of them in here, I think, but you only need 2 for now. So you take 2 around 5 o'clock in the evening. You have your chilled Miralax. Half an hour to an hour later, you start to drink the Miralax solution. So 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, you start to drink the Miralax. If you drink it at the rate of about 1 cup every 15 minutes or so, you'll finish the whole thing in about 2 hours, and that's like the right speed to drink it. Because if you drink it faster, you could get nauseous. If you drink it slower, it's just not going to have the effect that you want it to have, and that effect is diarrhea, of course. So you fill up a nice 8-ounce glass or so of this Miralax solution, and you drink it over about 15 minutes or so. So let's have a taste. Miralax is amazing because it tastes like nothing. You can tell it's a little soapy aftertaste, like a mineral water type flavor to it, but it really just tastes like Gatorade. In fact, the Gatorade is so sweet, because I usually don't drink stuff like this, that it's like surprisingly sweet. But this is it. This is Miralax prep. It literally tastes like Gatorade, so it's no problem. Now, luckily, I don't have a colonoscopy tomorrow, so I'm not going to really drink the entire thing for you guys, but this tastes like nothing. It's really not an issue. So you do this over 2 hours. Once you finish the Miralax prep, the whole 2 liters of it, you can actually drink the rest of this if you want, or if you really want to be a scientist, you can just pour this stuff back in there as you drink it. So you get the entire 2 liters into your system, or 2 quarts into your system, or you can just drink it afterwards to kind of replace the hydration that you're missing. I don't think it really matters too much, that 1 cup of Gatorade. But after you're done with all the Gatorade, you take 2 more of these Dokalax pills around 9 o'clock at night. So 2 more of these little guys at 9 p.m. You're going to have lots of movements at that point. And that's enough to clear out most people. I'm going to show you an example of what it should look like when you're clear in the toilet. But that should clear out most people's colons, good enough for a colonoscopy. And if it doesn't, if you're going that night and it's still particles, sediment, you can't really see the bottom of the toilet bowl. It just looks like green or yellow liquid, but there's like some sediment, brown stuff in it. What you have to do is the next morning, you wake up really early. You wake up about 5 hours before your colonoscopy. And that in that 5-hour period, you drink this, that 5-hour period before your colonoscopy, you drink this little bottle of magnesium citrate. This will finish the job. So you did all the Miralax the night before, you took the 2 Dokalax pills the day before around 5 p.m. and the 2 Dokalax pills around 9 p.m. You wake up 5 hours before your colonoscopy, and you drink this little bottle of magnesium citrate. This stuff is pretty powerful. This will kind of finish flushing through you. And with all this stuff, with all this prep, you should be good to go for a colonoscopy. If there are any issues, you can always call your doctor, figure out if there's something more you can take. If you really are in a bind, you could take a little more Dokalax, you could take an enema, you could drink more magnesium citrate, but for the average person, this is enough to get you a good clean out. So I hope this was helpful. Please leave me any comments about the Miralax prep, if you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you tried it, if you were able to figure it out, and if it worked for you. And if you like this kind of stuff, please follow and send a like by clicking on the little thing. So that is the end of the story. I will show you an example of what the toilet should look like to follow this, but thank you for watching and good luck with your colonoscopy tomorrow. Okay, so now we're looking at a toilet, and this is the result of an excellent bowel prep. It looks like nothing is in there because it should just be water coming out of you. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes there's a little bit of colored liquid, something like a green or a little bit of a yellow color, and that's okay too as long as you can see the bottom of the toilet bowl. For example, if it looks like that after you're done, you're good to go. You don't really have to do any more prep. Notice there's no sediment or solid material at the bottom of the toilet. Now, let's take that one step further. If your bowel prep looks like this, you're pretty close. If you notice there's still a little bit of sediment and some cloudy stuff and a little bit of vegetable material in there, you still need a little bit more prep to get yourself clean from this situation. At best, your colonoscopy prep will be fair in this case, which means that you can find big polyps, but you might miss small polyps. So that's not ideal. You should drink a little more prep or do some magnesium citrate to really get yourself cleaned out properly. But now what if you get up from the bowl and it looks like this? Yup, you're not ready. The prep didn't do anything. You still need to keep drinking. You're only about halfway there. And if you notice all this vegetable material, you probably shouldn't have been eating that stuff in the first place, so you'll have to drink extra prep to really get yourself cleaned out. All right, I hope this makes things more clear for you. No pun intended. Happy prepping.